am going to tell you what success looks like in terms of utopian technology. Hi, I am Eliziam and welcome to my channel. So this week we are looking at perspectives, predictions, and the future. And I think it's really important to have a look at what's happening at the moment and how times are changing and what success will look like in the future. And in order for me to present this exciting topic, I have a fantastic meme for you to have a look at. Look. Here we go. The key to success, like you've never seen it before. SUCE. Perfect. So what we're going to look at is what success looks like using utopian technologies and why success is such a changing thing. Now, I've invited my very good friend, business partner, co-collaborator and co-host. Hi, Andrew, how are you?
I'm really good, thank you. And I'm really impressed with those magic fingers.
I know, I can't stop doing it. So, the keys to success. I know we spend quite a lot of time talking about this. And I reckon that actually this does have the keys to success. So the S here stands for stamina. And it's so true, isn't it? That if you want to win the race, you've just got to keep on running. It doesn't matter what you're doing, you just need to persevere. But it's very important that you have to choose the right race. And so that can only be done by you. So we're talking about introspection. We're talking about looking deep within yourself to find out what your own personal skills and goals and ambitions and what really matters to you. Because if you're not doing something that's aligned with all of those things, then you're going to be pushing treacle uphill. And then the C. So this is fantastic because it fits in very nicely with the utopian philosophy. Here, for us, it means community. Communities of people with the same interest, like-minded individuals coming together to form communities online. And the E, the all-important engagement. So the way that utopian is designed is to maximize engagement, because if you're putting your effort in, you know you're going in the right direction, you've got a great community around you, but there isn't that engagement happening, you're not really going to get anywhere. Now, this magical formula works for any kind of community. It could be people who are interested in the same topic, for example, baking cakes. It could be people who are being educated. So it could be an educated community, or it could be business. And actually, Andrew, when we take any of those scenarios, isn't it true that all of the ways in which all of these things work is changing?
It's changing enormously. I mean, I've been in business 30 years. And COVID has completely changed the landscape, as has the evolution of technology. I mean, in technological terms, we talk now about Web 3.0. It doesn't seem like 5 minutes ago that we were talking about Web 2.0. There's a lot of talk now, interestingly, about how the future is more about smaller, engaged communities working together collaboratively and creatively, which of course is exactly what utopian is all about. Planning, it's a lot different to how it used to be. I mean, 3-4 years ago, even planning your future 12 months, 18 months as a business, it wasn't that difficult. You could put together a model and you could have a rough idea of what income you were likely to have and where it was likely to be coming from. Now with inflation, with companies closing constantly, with the restrictions of COVID, with the logistical issues that we're facing, supply issues that we're facing. It's very, very difficult to see entirely how you plan for a 12-month period. What we like within the community approach is, for one thing, there's a relevance. You've got a group of people together who are relevant to one another, and they may be relevant to one another in that some are suppliers and some are customers, or they might just be relevant that they are all able to co-collaborate in a way that can produce things that the world needs. But either way, it gives you that stamina, that ability to keep going and create something together that's going to survive all that's going on at the moment in the world.
I agree with you entirely. And never in my life have I seen so much change happening all at the same time, with so many different pressures coming from all directions. It's actually, as an observer, it's a phenomenal time to be alive. But it's also quite a scary situation to be in when you're right in the middle of it. And for people who have traditional business models, which are all about being competitive with other people and being the best in the market and treading on their competitors in order to rise to the top and to get the cream of the crop, I actually feel very sorry for people who are stuck in that mindset and haven't yet realized that we've got this incredible change and this incredible opportunity, a different way of doing business.
Yeah, and I think, I've had the insight of some of the memes that you've been putting together, and I'm going to try my magic finger and see if I can steal one of your memes. So if I do that, hopefully what will appear is the meme that you showed me of the evolution of technology in recent years. And as the acceleration that we're seeing, so we're seeing things like Meta from Facebook and where that's going to take us with virtuality of the internet. We're seeing how currency is changing and how everything is becoming more and more digital. How in Lithuania, as an example, you will have to be paid digitally from now on. Cash is becoming very passé. It's becoming a thing of the past. It's not that long ago that in Germany you wouldn't go shopping with a credit card, not in the supermarkets. Now you can. I mean, everything is constantly changing.
It is changing, and it's changing even more rapidly. And one of the other videos that I'm doing this week is all about the change and how fast things are changing. And you're exactly right. It's getting faster. It's getting more accelerated, which is very exciting. But it does mean that we need to find a foothold in something that will help us maintain our balance. As simple as that.
Yes. And so I want to use, as an example, Haiku Collection, which is the Haiku Collection that we're putting together. This is a collection that will be produced entirely within a community, collaborating. So you have your poets who are in the community and they are putting forward their haiku for the collection. You will have the illustrators and the photographers putting forward their artwork to go with the haiku. You'll have a cover designer who will be designing the cover for the Haiku Collection, and you'll have an editor who's actually going to be doing the formatting and the editing, all within the same community. So co-collaboration and creation within one community to produce a product that can then go to market. And what the poets get out of that, what the editor gets out of that, what the illustrator gets out of that, the cover designer, they all get exposure. They all get the ability to say, we're published. This is our work. Go and have a look at it. They can earn salt and pepper, and people might say, oh, it's just salt and pepper. I had somebody on Twitter only today say, oh, do you pay for me to write blogs? And well, only in salt and pepper, but salt and pepper is not a second price. Salt and pepper is a currency that you'll be able to use more and more between different communities. And of course, with inflation happening at the rate that it's currently happening, and with a lot of the different currencies and different economies in the trouble that they're now facing, salt and pepper isn't attached to any currency. So it's completely safe, it's completely stable, and it's not going anywhere.
It's a perfectly put point. Thank you ever so much. And of course, this idea of people coming together to collaborate, to help each other, to lift each other up is the way that things are going to happen in the future. Because if we choose that reality and we make it happen, then that is how it will be. And you're right. By being able to say that you are a published author, not only have you got that boast to your family and friends, but also if you're trying to get published with a traditional publisher, then they won't even look at you until you can say, I'm already a published author. So as many examples of this that you can get under your belt, the better.
Yeah, absolutely. And it is quite difficult, you know, to do calls. Normally you're putting out, in my case, poetry to various different journals and so on and so forth. And if you're lucky, they pick you up and they publish you in their journal. But to actually be able to say that you're a published poet feels quite nice, but you can also point at it and say this is a tangible, and we will help our community members in every way that we can. We will help them get Amazon pages if they're writers, so that they have an author page on Amazon. We can help them get on to Goodreads. Again, they'll have a book they can point to which allows them to do that. And we can help them in ways that helps them to be promoted as well.
Brilliant, absolutely perfect. I think that we've explained concisely what our take on the keys to success are through the Utopian platform and through Scribble, not just for people who are involved in the practice of writing, so readers, writers, editors and illustrators, but also for anybody who is interested in starting up a Utopian platform of their own. As always, the ways to get in touch are listed down below in the description. And I think that there is probably just enough time for me to thank you for liking, subscribing, and putting that bell notification on so that you never miss an episode. And remember, if you like this channel, don't tell me, tell your friends. I'll see you next time. Bye.